Hey everybody, welcome back for some more World of Warships. As you can see here, I was extremely close to finishing off my ARP Takao. Taco. However many ways you want to pronounce it, besides the correct way. So you can see here, I was divisioned up with one of my normal division mates, recently normal division mates, Demolisher 2002. We were both sailing our ARP Nachis. And as you'll notice, you might notice something special about all the crew lineups there, all the ship lineups. You've got only battleships and cruisers. So when we played this battle, we actually were using voice comms through the division chat instead of typing, so you won't see us really type to each other. However, I wasn't recording my own voice, so the only voice that got recorded through Shadowplay and anything would have been just Demolisher talking. So I would have had to, in the post-narration, go back and try to recreate what I was saying, or just try to narrate to you guys what I might have been talking about or what I answered, and I didn't want to do that. So this is actually the first time I've recorded anything off of a replay file. And I was very pleased to see that the replay file is almost quite literally just a screen capture of what you saw. So that was really nice. The only thing it doesn't contain is any voice chat, so that's actually okay too, because that would have been nothing. I would have been in the same situation as I was before. So our decision at the start was to swing around kind of the leftish side of A here, off to the west, and cap it if it was capable, and bail out if it got to be too hot, because we really didn't know where the enemy was going to be coming from. We had a little bit of support coming with us, but the bulk of our team was going east to the D point. And one thing you'll notice coming up here in a moment, I said to the team, I think that I'd said something about. There it is. I'd said something to Demolisher about. Well, good thing I didn't switch over. Good thing I didn't waste my time switching over to anti-aircraft defense, because it wouldn't have done any good. And then I realized, well, my sonar is not going to do any good either. Although I think I was wrong, because I think the sonar, when it's active, lets you see torpedoes farther out. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's part of what it does. So. And in the chat there's a really good point by Green Dam there that, yeah, this is basically exactly what Jutland is going to be. A bunch of destroyers and cruisers just banging away at each other. Although there's a lot more ships getting sunk in this battle. So we open up the firing out of Colorado. I'm trying to do long-distance HE to start as many fires as possible and then close in and torpedo them if I have to. Although it's getting real hot real fast, as you can see. So I'm slowing down and trying to reverse back out of here. But Nachi's, all the ARP cruisers like this, don't have the best braking capability. They're not too bad, but I realized that slowing down wasn't going to do me any good, so I slammed it into full power again and tried to just turn around and get out of there. Plus, this way I can swing around and basically launch all 4 salvos of torpedoes off the back side of the ship. While I've got them hidden behind that island there, I'm going to take advantage of getting behind using the island as cover and distraction, and turning around and bailing the heck out, which mostly works. You'll see I take quite a bit of damage, but for the most part I get out of here relatively safely. That's not to say I don't take any damage at all, of course, but... Alright, so watch where I've got all my torpedoes going here. And you'll see that Demolisher was much worse off than I was. He must have been getting hit by a bunch of battleships. I'm not actually sure. You'll notice there's also a cyclone coming in about 3.5 minutes. So watch these torpedoes. This is the first time I've ever had this happen right here. Not that I hit somebody, but that I hit the guy in the front, and the first torpedo got behind him and hit the guy in the back. So I actually got 3 torpedoes on 2 battleships side by side with each other right there. And then luckily for me, the Gneisenau runs himself aground, which makes the gunnery solution a lot easier, and you'll notice that last torpedo there in the middle is tracking in on him. The first one actually missed him, but that one gets a hit too, and the final one goes back behind him, and then I missed the Kirov back there with all the rest of them. And I've been set on fire, and the fire is going to burn for a while. I can't tell, except for I'm pretty sure the Gneisenau has used his damage control party and repair here, because he's certainly still losing health. And I'm able to set him on fire, so I'm pretty sure he's flooding out, but I've definitely set him on fire here. And I'm trying to just get as many shots into him as possible to make sure those fires don't go out, because I want that guy on the bottom. Because I don't have a whole lot of health left, and I certainly can't allow a battleship to regain a bunch of health and then try to take him on. So I'm putting all the barrages into him that I can while I can still more or less know where he is. And now the Colorado here, Lee Cuber, coming up behind, is well within shooting range of me, and there we go. Actually did get a flood out on the knees now, so there's a kill on the knees now. I've got a Texas with me, who's getting peppered by the Kirov back there, and I'm getting fired on by the Colorado and just trying to hit him again, long range, get fires going on him, make him have to burn up his repair, and then try to get the heck away from him, get someplace where I can get some more ambushes set up around the islands here. I'm doing damage to him, but I'm not getting any good fires. And I had to decide between shooting at the Kirov, shooting at the Colorado, elected for the Colorado because he's sailing parallel to me, and the lead calculations are a bit easier that way. A minute and a half before the Cyclone is going to arrive. Which would have been really nice, because I was kind of hurting for having a destroyer over at the A point with me there when all those enemy ships showed up. Not to guarantee that there would have been one, but somebody dropping smoke there at A certainly would have been very timely and very helpful for me. So right now I'm just trying to open up distance between all the enemy ships and get someplace where I can catch my breath, let my repair reload, because the replay doesn't really show you, but my repair wasn't quite reloaded yet. Peppering off some more shots at the Cleveland there.
Our team has taken the lead.
We've got a pretty good lead in the tickets here. I just got a base defend, and I'm taking more shots from the Colorado. Our Texas is getting lit up by about 3 different ships, so Demolisher and I are going to turn around and try to spring the Texas free so he can get out away from all the fire he's taking and maybe possibly get some repair of his own done and recover some health. Because honestly, our torpedoes are quite useful, but a battleship is going to be doing that much more damage. And Demolisher, unfortunately, takes a very big fatal hit from that Colorado. The Colorado had himself quite a game too, as you'll see at the end screen. So I'm now solo, but at least we did sort of spring the Texas free. The Cyclone has finally arrived. A little bit late for me, honestly. But it's there, and I'm committed to sailing in towards the enemy now. I'm going to charge in, do all the damage I can do, and hopefully buy our eastern group over at D some time to get into the middle and fight it out for the victory here. So, as usual, trying to spam HE onto the battleships and get fires going, make them burn their repair. And there's another kill for the Colorado there, and our poor Texas didn't make it. But, what are you gonna do? Now, heads up. Hello. Kirov, very, very close. Sorry, Colorado, you are not that important to me. You don't get my attention anymore. And not only the Kirov, but a Nachi behind him. I'm taking all kinds of hits. I'm just literally getting just pummeled by everybody. If you look at the map, there's at least 5 and potentially 7 ships shooting at me there. I don't know if the 2 all the way in the back where the battleship could probably see me. I don't know what the cruiser was or whether or not he could reach me. It's a Cleveland that actually puts me on the bottom. So I waited here during the battle to see if those 6 torpedoes had any chance at hitting that Nachi that was out there that just disappeared, because it was within 10 kilometers and actually moving closer and tracking from east to west. So he was going to sail to where the torpedoes were, but they don't end up hitting him. I'm assuming he saw them coming, or he just turned in early enough. That shots right there are from the Kirov. That will reappear in a moment. And I won't make you guys watch the entire thing here. I will fade out in a moment and skip ahead a bit of myself just slowly sinking and breaking apart. Alright, there's the Kirov. The torpedoes don't hit the Nachi. The Nachi comes up somewhere else, so we'll skip over to a surviving Scharnhorst on our team, who also had himself quite a game. So there's the Colorado finally going down to our Cleveland. We've got a New Mexico there who's pretty low on health, and Nagato who's pretty high on health, and our Scharnhorst has his secondaries in full effect blasting away at the Nagato. And like I said there, Jutland indeed. Ordinarily I would just show the last little bit of action that led to the end of the battle, But this was a nice little melee of just all kinds of ships firing at each other from all kinds of directions. Secondaries going off all over. It was really, really a fun battle to watch, even as a dead spectator. Checked out our Cleveland over there because Demolisher said something about the Cleveland was practically dead. And sure enough. But for whatever reason, the Nagato didn't focus on the Cleveland for a little bit and let the Cleveland get quite a few shots in to help out the Scharnhorst. His secondaries are firing at the Cleveland, and in a moment he will actually open up with his main batteries, but he takes an awful lot of damage first, before he finally does actually shoot and sink the Cleveland. And I felt bad for the Scharnhorst here. He definitely should have gotten the kill. And not only does he miss out on the kill, but then he sails into our poor dying New Mexico here. And gets stuck. But he does have some very good gunnery, and it might possibly have saved him from sailing in front of those torpedoes, which wouldn't have hit him anyway. So there's the Leander over there who ends up with, I believe, 3 kills. Charging ahead into the battle. Our team did really good. Like, they all charged forward. This is one of those battles where it's going to end by tickets, by score, but you wish that there could have just been an unlimited fight it out until one team was completely gone. And that was some good shooting there with the main batteries. So we're taking the last point as their last few ships have gotten out of it. And like I said to the Sharni here, good shooting, because pretty much a victory for me was most assuredly going to guarantee me the ARP Takao. Like I said in chat there, win probably equals Takao for me. So the Sharni gets set on fire. There's that Nachi out there from way back that I fired the torpedoes at. I don't know exactly if it turned around. I've only skipped forward about 1 or 2 minutes, really, to get to where I picked back up with the Scharnhorst, so the Nachi probably hauled about hard to starboard up to the north there. The battle kind of dies down a little bit here, as the ships on the enemy team are all kind of running away at this point. There's still a bit of fighting going on, but it's kind of done with the Scharnhorst, but I followed him all the way to the end of the battle. So that Leander just sank the Haguro that was all the way down in the south, which leaves just the 2 ships up here. The 2 cruisers that were the Sharni is now chasing. He won't get another shot at him, and the tickets are going to bleed out. So, pretty good game, honestly. I was very pleased with that one. And here you can see the final score run up. I did 71,000 damage in the little bit of time that I was alive. The Scharnhorst should have had more kills. The Colorado and the other team did pretty good. And here's the breakdown of all the torpedo hits and damage I did. Pretty good torpedo damage, honestly. The final score breakout, I ended up making a bit of profit, so always happy. And that's it. Check out the video again in a couple days, and the channel again in a couple days, and you'll see my first sail out with the ARP Takao. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Hope you guys like this video. See you next time.